Hello, animators. Welcome back.
Today, we are animating a cartoon punch, fast, simple, and all with your phone. So before we jump in, ensure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our weekly animation tutorial. In this tutorial, you will learn 5 key poses of a punch, timing for strong impact, adding speed lines and effect, and also making your character punch another character. Basically, you are getting anticipation, punch, impact, recoil, and then reset. So guys, we are on Flipaclip. In case you don't know, Flipaclip is a tool we use for animating. So right now, we click on the plus sign to create our project. And thereafter, we name our project, in which we are going to name this project Punch Animation. And also, we choose our canvas size to be YouTube 1080p. And lastly, we consider our FPS, which is frame per second. Leave it at 12 FPS, which is good for film standard. And next up, click on create project. Now, before we begin, you have to know that every punch has 3 parts: wind up, strike, and recovery. So the wind up builds anticipation, which is letting your audience know what action is about to take place, and the strike is very fast and snappy. And as for the recovery, is when your character come back into position, and this gives your punch weight. And now we are going to draw the 3 main poses, which are the wind up, the attack or strike, and the what, and the recovery. So if you are really enjoying this lesson so far and you want to take your animation to the pro level, you can actually join my animation class by either joining my WhatsApp group or Telegram group. The link is in the description. So now let's create our character, which is what the wind up, which is giving anticipation of what our character wants to perform. Firstly, we're going to create the character's head on a separate layer so that when next we are drawing next pose, we won't have the cause to redraw the head anymore. So now let's take our brush. You're going to change your brush to pen and make use of pen or make use of brush. So I prefer pen. Select pen. Then what? Let's represent our character with color blue. And now let's take out a ruler and select the circle, which will represent a round head. Now we have our character's head. Basically, we are keeping this simple using stick figure character. You get my point, so that we get it and not complicate it for beginners. So next up is to what, is to create a new layer for the character's body. Now we have our character's head on separate layer on tampered, and now we have the second layer for our character's body. Now we are creating anticipation, which is wind up. So this is basically how you structure the wind up pose for your character. Follow along properly. So firstly, your character body is going to lean backward. Get our character is about to strike. Let me adjust the body. Our character is about to strike. So right, and now we create the posture of the leg first. Yeah. So now you bend the lower leg. Basically, we're still going to resize the character, but now we're just sketching the skeleton. Get my point? Sketching the skeleton, and let's draw the feet. Yes, position is so. As for the front leg, it's going to stretch and have a contact with the ground, contact pose for the front leg. Get it? Now we have our character's leg set up and balanced. So now let's go for the hand posture. Now showing the anticipation. For now, you can still ignore the head. You can view it if you want. Firstly, let's deal with the character body. So now, as for the back hand, that is the hand in which our character is going to use to perform the punch. And now for the left hand, is going to stretch forward. You get it? So basically, this is our character's anticipation. By now, you already know that okay, this character is about to throw a punch. It's about to throw a punch. Now you can actually insert your head. As we have it, we have our character's wind up anticipation pose in place. So next pose we're gonna do now is what is the attack, whereby the character is gonna launch the punch. It's gonna launch the punch. So let's get down to that pose immediately. So you create a new frame, click on this plus sign. As you can see, we have our onion skin enabled already. And if you want to enable your onion skin, you just click on this three dots pointed at, and you see onion, then you check this, just click is on check now, then click is now enabled, then you go back. As you have it, you have your previous frame, which is frame 1 pose, highlighted for you on frame 2. So next up is what is the strike, the attack. So this is how we're going to make our character pose. In this frame, our character is launching the punch. So we go to the body frame, which is layer 2, and this is how our character is going to pose. As for the front leg, let's go back to the first frame. You can see this front leg that was stretched forward. On the second frame is going to stretch backward, just like a flip of the leg. So let's get down into it. Now this is what I'm talking about. You see on frame 1 we have the hip, the hip, yeah, slightly diagonally like this, but on this second frame you're going to make it to bend downward like this. So basically, let's sorry, let's firstly do this, get it. And now as for this front leg for the previous frame that was stretched, is going to do what is going to stretch backward. It's going to stretch. This is what I'm talking about. So as for the right leg, initially this one is going to flip and come to the front. Now our character has bounce forward to launch attack. So this is basically the leg structure. And now the body, as we have this lean backward. For the second frame, the body is going to lean forward. Yeah, you get it? It's going to lean forward just like this. See? Yeah. So as for the hand now, as for this first hand, this hand that was stretched forward is going to do what you should know the drill already. It's going to come backward. And as for the hand, this hand that gave the anticipation before, this hand is going to launch just straight. This is cool. Yep. Now we have as you can see, our character moved backward, went up, got a momentum to punch, then so now let's input the head. eyes, let's just give a little maybe eyes, just dot before we copy so that we not stress ourselves for doing that. And as for the eyes, this suffice. So we have our character's head, then what you copy. So the next pose in which we're going to draw right now is what is recovery pose, whereby our character is what kind of recoiling and resetting back into position. So let's get down into it. What you need to do is just click on the plus sign again and create a new frame. So as for this third frame, which is recoil, there's nothing much. What is going to come back actually and reset is just the hand. So basically we're going to have our leg is still in the same position, or just a slightly movement as you draw. The front hand is going to cough back. So this is the recovery. So after you've done with these three poses, which is the wind up, the attack or strike, and the recovery, now is to add in betweens for your smooth punch. So basically the in betweens we're going to add is basically 2 to get our 5 key poses which I mentioned earlier, which we're going to get anticipation, punch, impact, recoil, and reset. Actually we have what our anticipation insert, and we have our punch in place. You get it? And the next in between we're going to give is what is going to give impact, to show the impact of the punch on the other characters. Basically we're going to make our characters will just wave back and recoil and reset. So the next in between we're going to add now is to make this our character to just the body to lean backward. You get to lean backward, and after leaning backward, the next one, which is the fifth one, is to now balance, come back to a punching position to reset, like just starting to give a punch. So let's get on to the fourth frame. So since our character is leaning back, feeling the impact of the punch, so we're gonna have the hip diagonal just like this, and the leg. And as for this, we have it like this. Get it? So the hand now is going to be just like this. Move backward. So now we input our head, just copy it. So we have the first in between, and the fifth one is basically reset back into normal position. So go back to the frame. So the character is going, the leg is going to be, so you can actually copy this, paste, then you flip, click this, you get it. Now leaning forward, ready to make a punch. Why the hand is going to be ready to fight. And so also for these, you get it. So now you go copy the head, position the head. Now we have our 5 poses in place. We have our 5 poses in place. So next up is to to have that timing in place is to duplicate the layers for timing and proper punch. But before we get down into that, we have to give a reaction for our character's punch. So a reaction actually makes the action feel alive. And what do I mean by reaction is that you have to get another character being hit. As the character is being hit, just fell down or the head shake or something like that, we're gonna draw another character real quick, so to give life to our character's punch. So now to add the second character, basically, so you can just go with the fourth frame and the fifth frame. So what you need to do is just create a new layer. Firstly, let's create the new character's head. That's basically in this kind of character's head as well, but we're going to represent it with separate color. I'm going to make that red color. Yep. So what you need to do is just a new layer and a new frame, so that you just have this. So what you do is just trace it, enable the ruler, just like that. So now you have the other character's head. What you need to just flip or size. So we have the other character's head. Now we want a picture of the body. So this is a picture we're going to use. 6, 4, and 6. So now what you do is just trace on a separate layer. So you have the body, copy, highlight, then you flip. You can adjust the head now if you want, or leave it for later. So also for the other pose, onto the second character body's layer, you highlight, you trace it as well. So you have your body, you flip, go to the character's head layer, just copy. So now you have your second character pose in place. Now is to position the character where it's supposed to be, So what you do is that you go to the character's body, highlight it with your lasso tool, click on the copy sign, come here, then paste the character's head as well, highlight it and paste. Now we have the wind hop, we have the strike, and we have the recoil, we have the reset and the in-betweens. Now in dodging the second character, we're going to do something like a warm-up, just basically this. We're going to switch the warm-up to the beginning of the scene, when two boxers want to indulge in a fight, they have to bounce in the all sort of things. So let's do that and position the two characters together first. Let's position it together first. Just come to the character's body. Don't worry, you're going to get what I'm talking about. Now do you get it? We have the two characters facing each other off. So now same with this, copy it here. Now so what we're going to do is that this frame 6, just copy it, come to this frame, put it here, and also this. Copy it, put it to B on second frame. So this is basically what we want to achieve here. The character, kind of warming up again. So now this is where we want the reaction to come out. You can see from here we have the character being punched. So what you're gonna do is take our brush, the character's head firstly. So what you're gonna do for the head has to have impact. So you're not gonna draw a round head. You're gonna draw something like this. Do you get what we're trying to do here? So I put the eyes and the mouth. So the body is gonna be and to the next frame, the character is gonna be falling down so hard. Copy the head. So this frame, we won't have this picture here. Delete. So be the character what falling down. We're still gonna resize the characters so that we see the full picture, the establishing shot of our scene. So as for this picture, the character is getting down. So on this frame, our character is already on the ground. Take this one out, then the character will be on the floor. So guys, I haven't gotten our second character in place. So before we progress, let's resize the character for proper view of our scene. Get it? So let's get down into that quickly before we progress into designing a bit of a simple background for our animation. So let's get down into that. So guys, we have all our poses in place. So we have our character warming up, and we have the winding up anticipation, and we have the strike of a character. Then we have the reaction from the second character, with the impact, giving the impact that we want, and the character fell and fainted. So before we progress, let's give our scene a simple background. If you want to learn more about creating, designing cool fight, full fight, adding effect, and creating a stunning background, join my animation class. The link is in the description. So now let's give this a small ring background. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get down into that quickly. As you can see guys, our background is done. So next up, what we need to add up like this is just basically motion lines and little effect to this punch. So what we're gonna do basically is just to add a motion line or hairbrush line as you prefer it. So from here, with the launch of the punch, just go to your hairbrush line, hairbrush, hairbrush, select a white. Let's create a new layer for that. So what basically we're gonna have just a little line, line like this, just to show the hair movements of the punch. So you can reduce it. So that's it. So in this point, so we're gonna add effect. So for this, we will need a tick like pen on white too, white. So what basically we're gonna draw is just going to be a form of star. Let me give you a quick illustration, just like this. You get, that's what we're gonna do, but we're gonna make the pen tiny. We make it tiny, just a form of a explosion. So that's it. So we're just going to fill it. Let's fill it with this color. All right. And a little hairbrush stuff. You get it? Just yellow, like boom, splash of thing. So let's copy it out. Let's copy it because you're going to lay it in front of the over the action. So you paste it. Yes. So with that, you can add a little tiny splash. Let's go for a tick pen. That will do. So that's it for this punch of movement. So now a little drip of blood, but all these things are just bonus. You don't necessarily need it. If you want, you can apply it. Just tiny splash. So basically we are done with the effect and the little touch we've added. So the next thing to do now is to give it timing. So what we need to do basically is just to duplicate some parts of it. But as for the punch have to be fast. So no need for duplicating it. But in terms of this jumping up, we can actually duplicate it to be 2 frames, just for the timing you get. And as for this, you can give it just ease in, ease out, 2 frame or 3 frames for that slow pause. Then the punch have to be fast and back at it. So here you can duplicate it as well. The following, here you can duplicate it and clear up this effect. We don't need it here. Yeah, so now you can save your project. So once you cool, click on the 3 dots here, click on make a movie, ensure you have it on mp4 format, click on make movie. So once you go, let me see what you've done with your punch. You can actually share that with me in the comment section, how you feel about this tutorial. Now we have our punch animation, so cool and cinematic. You can actually make a content out of this. If you are a football lover, you can term this Chelsea versus Man U and people will watch your content definitely. So next week we are taking this further. Next week I will show us how to animate a kick, so we have a full fight scene. So subscribe so you don't miss that. I'll see you in the next one.
This is HB Toonz Academy, your mobile animation channel. Learn, create, and enjoy.